Okay, and we're on live. Okay, I'll just kick it off there. Let me just put up my agenda. Okay, uh, welcome everybody to this week's Comic Boys podcast. I'm Stephen Fagan, and with me I have Evan.
Hello.
And as always, we have the venerable old man of the podcast, James.
Hi.
Hello. Uh,
Blur.
and and just to start off, we'll have the usual preamble of what we've been doing over the week and what we've been enjoying, uh, other than ourselves and the sun, just like media-wise. How about yourself, Evan?
Myself, usual, just kind of playing away the days. I revisited Deus Ex since Mankind Divided is coming up in the next year or so. Still a very good game. Still haven't gotten the DLC for it. Should probably look into that sometime. I heard it's alright. But very good game anyway, to this day. What you say, James?
Anything else?
Sorry.
Great. Good game.
Very good game. Comics wise, I didn't review it for the site, but I found this one Heart in a Box. Pretty good one. I'd recommend checking it out whenever it's out, anyway. But seems pretty like cool, kind of quirky, really good art style, that kind of way. Kelly Thompson, I think, wrote it. I can't remember her other stuff now off the top of my head.
Nothing that comes to mind for myself here.
Yeah.
Anything for yourself, James?
Nothing much gaming wise. A few comics I've been reading, like the new Batman I read.
Yeah, how's that
Like
going?
that. It's really interesting. Already setting things up.
So
And
is it?
Mind Management, which is coming to the end of its run, and it's coming to a really nice kind of crescendo.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, afraid not.
Okay,
Just
well, for
work.
myself,
Jurassic Park tomorrow for me. That's all.
right. Well, we get to our plans for the coming week at the end of the
Oh
podcast.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
we'll for myself, yeah, still going along with the Mutant Turtles of IDW, slowly getting catched up there. It's actually very good, very nice take on the lore. A lot of things that they normally hit, like I just recently went through the whole. They've escaped to the farmhouse storyline, which is usually happens in most versions of Turtles. Uh, but it was a pretty short one
Everyone's
compared.
escaping the farmhouses.
What?
Everyone's escaping the farmhouses. People in The Walking Dead and the Avengers are even doing it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
trying to get away from them.
But it is a common storyline in any version of the Turtles. Like even in the
Yeah.
first movie, they ended up in a farmhouse for a little while before they went back to New York. Uh, and also enjoying Injection. The second issue was very good. Mostly setting up the characters at the moment and what kind of sandwiches they like. Um, and let's see. Other than that, like a bit of Transformers, that whole Combiner Wars event is it's a bit of a damn squib for me because it seems like it didn't really change anything. I'll wait and see when it gets off the event train if it actually helps the storyline go on. But
Yeah.
looks like it was kind of a promotional thing with the toys because they have a range of old school Generation One combiners coming out. Uh, so it was kind of mixed with the toy release. So it was a decent story put around it, but it might have been just like kind of forced on them by Hasbro as part of the license.
Yeah.
Um, so hopefully that has a long-lasting effect there. But I think I have a review coming out in the next day or two, for that one, the last issue of that. Um, and to move on into our first of our comic book news, we've got the new, all different, all new, all different Marvel books. Um, there are a few ones that I've pulled up on an article that they're pointing out that need a good looking at. Like there's going to be a new Black Panther book, which I think the Christopher Priest Black Panther book from the 90s was actually
Yeah,
quite good, and they probably want to highlight for a Civil War. So that's coming up. Uh,
makes sense.
Always an interesting character. Like he's a king of his own country. Um, he he's been focused. He was focused in the new Avengers and Secret Wars. What do you think about having a new Black Panther book?
I think used to buy a Black Panther comic about 10 years ago by Mark Texeira, which was quite
Oh,
enjoyable.
wasn't that the Christopher Priest one?
You might have
I think
been,
he's the
yeah.
writer. No, that's the one I mean. Yeah, the one where he's in America. He's in America and he's got his own. He's on his own kind of diplomatic mission, as it were. Um, I remember that one all right. I'm not as familiar with the character, but it always seemed like a very interesting character. Just like if it's done well and it showcases people the character for the upcoming movie, can't do any harm. And also we have Miles Morales. Spider-Man is getting his own his his own book now. There's no news on whether it's going to be happening within the Marvel universe or what's left of the Ultimate Universe. But people seem to really like the character, and
Yeah, it'd be a shame to
no,
drop him. Like.
yeah, and no harm in having a nice new teenage character, like people that the younger kids can associate with, like they've had good luck with Miss Marvel at the moment. Uh, Anybody read his title while it was still under Ultimate Comics?
Nope.
No, not me.
Okay, that went well. Uh, uh,
Not trying to not trying to stonewall you, and we just didn't. It'd be worse if we lied.
but did anybody have any? This is probably more of a question for Chris when he gets back. But did anybody enjoy the in the Spider crossover, the big one with all the different Spider-Men? I forgot what that was called. Uh, but did anybody read that at all?
Nope.
Okay. Okay. Well, this will be fun. Okay. Well, the Thunderbolts. Did anybody read the original Thunderbolts?
Nope.
Nobody read the
No,
original. Oh, this is getting
we're not.
funny.
It
Uh,
just happened you don't have the biggest Marvel heads with you this week, Stephen. It's
no,
just
no,
unfortunate.
no. Chris would be a big help here. But yeah,
Yeah.
if anybody remembers, the original Thunderbolts were actually like the Masters of Evil. In the guys, the Avengers had been lost for a while in another dimension that was run by Image and was horribly disproportionate uh, at the time, called Heroes Reborn. And the Thunderbolts came on to fill that vacuum, but it turned out after the first issue they were actually villains in disguise. So there is the part of the 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 promotional art shows Citizen V, which was Baron Zemo's heroic disguise in it. So hopefully, people are wondering whether it's going to be like if it's going to be a new team with Citizen V in it, or is it even going to be Baron Zemo as Citizen V, or are any of the old team going to come back, such as Atlas, Moonstone, Songbird, Fixer? Who were
Mhm.
all old villains that eventually and decided to become heroes after feeling how good it was. Uh, Wolverine. Okay, well it looks like Wolverine's clone X-23, who
23, yeah.
strangely came. She strangely came from a cartoon first. In the same way Harley Quinn and Firestar first came from a cartoon. Uh, to join the he is going to be full-fledged Wolverine. Uh, whether this means whether
Yeah.
Logan.
What's the bet?
What?
What's the bet? that she ends up being in a love triangle with Cyclops and Jean Grey.
Well,
Awesome.
Jean is the only Jean Grey is the other Jean Grey at the moment, the one from the past, and I don't know if they're sending them back into the past now. There's lots of weird X-Men questions going on after Secret Wars.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the weirdest storyline I'd say they've ever run.
Yeah, I think it would be more interesting if it was love triangle between him, the White Queen, her White Queen, and Cyclops. Uh, but
Yeah,
we'll see how that goes. There there will be a version of Logan returning at the Marvel U, but that there it may be an older version of Logan. Because some of the pictures seem
yeah.
to have Old Man
How long
Logan
does that
coming into.
last?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
he won't
Yeah.
be
You know what?
Wolverine mantle.
I was kind of hoping they'd stick with their guns, but they can never do it, really.
Well, it was only ever going to be until the next Wolverine movie or the next X-Men movie.
Yeah,
Then
yeah,
again, did they
that's
want to
true.
promote that movie as much? Uh,
No, they cancelled some statues, like some really nice looking statues.
they have a better idea. What?
Marvel, they kind of like, made a licensing company cancel statues that they were working on,
Yeah.
like Sentinel statues, and it seems to be because they're not like, doing anything. They're trying to restrict the kind of hype behind any X-Men stuff,
Mm.
not their X
Yeah.
books.
Is that
Uh,
a comment on how they
Pettiness still
literally
reigns,
made
I
Wolverine
suppose,
into a
but like
statue?
the Wolverine comics.
Sorry, Stephen?
Evan?
No, you go on. You go on. Sorry.
So, Stephen?
I think we lost you there for a bit. So if you read that last point.
No, I was just waiting for you to say something.
So, come on, Stephen. Stay with us.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Was that is that kind of a comment on the fact that they literally made Wolverine into a statue when he died?
No,
He
I'm
was
sure that
basically
was just.
frozen into an adamantium statue and died.
Yeah, well, that comic book was just like pants. It's like, yeah.
It turned him into a lawn ornament.
It could, it can look like a big
Fair, with a
crying
flipping
turd
go
to
beside
me.
him.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, and there's one for Red Wolf who I'm not familiar with at all, so I'm not going to comment on him. Uh,
I'm liking the trying to
does anybody
bring.
know who Red Wolf is?
No,
No.
no
Yeah,
idea.
Native American guy. I say no to this one. No. No clue.
This is just a
Uh,
no class or no podcast rather.
It's a no cast.
no. This is podcast
It's a
no.
no cast.
We
Yeah,
should call it that. No cast.
no cast today.
But Marvel no cast. No Marvel. No Jake Sully. Anyway. Uh, but we'll move on from that story. And if anybody can read the last story, because my Chrome is starting to give issues.
That
Movie,
that
so I can't come up with it from memory. I'll just put that on. Give me a second, and we'll edit around that one.
yeah.
Stop being horrible,
We
computer.
should call the podcast technical difficulties if that's not taken already.
Yeah. Tech breaking down edition.
Oh god.
If it's finally giving me control over my mouse.
Wow.
So
Chrome
Mm.
is kind of horrible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the one I use the whole
Mine-
time. Like, it's because
Like it's pretty much the only thing I'm running, and it's like you're using significant energy according to OS X.
Hmm. Yeah, it's
Okay,
just
I'm back there
it's
now.
just handy having everything together. It's the only thing. What say, Stephen? Sorry.
I said I was about to start up again, and I'll just start
All
again.
right.
We'll move into the movie section. First of all, we've had some very significant deaths. Unfortunately, we've lost a few greats. I'm sure everybody on the internet
Yeah.
today, as we're recording this on Thursday, has seen the unfortunate death of Sir Christopher Lee, a legend in his own lifetime. And that's
Yeah.
no hyperbole there. For once, he's probably someone that's actually worthy of the word legend. Like some of the stuff he's done in his life, never mind his acting career. Uh,
Quite unbelievable. Like
like he's a World War II vet.
what did they call it? The
And
League of Ungentlemanly Combat, or not the League? The
I'm pulling up the name now, but basically he was put into
Yeah,
by
it was a great
Churchill.
name.
That they created this like little spy unit, and it's like the Ministry of Ungentlemanly where's a little article here called "Badass of the Week," and it's about it's about Christopher
Everything
Lee
he's
in
done.
this
Yeah.
case. So and not
Yeah, it's just a
not
shame that we lose him the same years. It's just a shame that we lose him the same year we lose Leonard Nimoy. Like, just two
it's
acting
about
heavyweights. Like,
Yeah,
yeah. I think Leonard Nimoy didn't get to do half as much though because he
no,
was stuck in a particular
like the
stereotype.
roles that Christopher
Um,
Lee got to play was just it's kind of insane, just in his acting career. Never mind like
yeah,
or two kind of career.
yeah,
yeah.
it was
Yeah.
the
And wasn't it
Ministry of
Peter?
Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Yeah.
Sounds
They
like
should
a
make a
movie,
comic.
doesn't it?
Yeah, they should make a comic out of that, shouldn't they?
Mm.
Uh,
Yeah, like loads of the stuff he did is still classified. That's nuts, really.
he was
Yeah.
decorated for battlefield bravery by the Czechs, the Yugoslavians, the English, and the Polish governments.
So he got stuff done. You can't talk about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
He got stuff done.
and there's a whole thing where Peter Jackson said like uh, 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 act like you killed someone before,
no,
and he was like,
it was act like you've been stabbed in the back. Like, and he said he already knew what that felt like.
yeah, Jesus, uh, yeah, and just the amount of characters he's played. Like, let me just see. I've got a, I've got like a little one of those little scroll through lists of the movies he's played. I'll just quickly go through. He was Bernard Day in Scott of the Antarctic early in his career. Horatio Hornblower. He was next to Gregory Peck as a Spanish captain. He was in the original Moulin Rouge, which I would imagine was not a musical at all. Uh, let's see. He was Frankenstein. The amount of monsters he played in his Hammer horror, he played all of them. Most people just think Dracula.
he,
Played
he was uh, he was Ansem the Wise in Kingdom Hearts. I'm really missing him in that now. He was great in that.
and he was the mummy. Beside his usual Spartan partner Peter Cushing. Uh, he just he was Henry Baskerville in The Hound of the Baskervilles. Once again, across from Peter Cushing. Uh, and he also played Sherlock Holmes later on. And of course, The Wicker Man. Uh, I mentioned the other week that musical, that superhero musical, The Return of Captain Invincible, where he played the villain, Mr. Midnight. I'm a bit worried about Stan Lee now that we might have evoked Christopher Lee's death uh, by mentioning him a couple of weeks ago. The death cast.
Mm.
But
I don't know.
I don't think you can
Yeah,
say anything more about Christopher Lee. He was just epic. He even did metal albums near the end of his life. Like it's like
yeah. Oh, that Charlemagne album is so. It's not funny. It's amazing. Like that he did that.
yeah,
It's crazy.
and he does have like a real operatic voice.
Yeah. We could never do justice to the man. Like.
No. So I think enough people. One thing I hope that people won't miss out that Ron Moody was also lost to us this week. Uh, uh, well, in the last couple of days, the announcement was made earlier today. Ron Moody, most people know as Fagin in the Oliver Twist musical, but he done tons of things. Like I remember a cartoon from when I was younger called the Telebugs. Anybody remembers that? Uh, it's basically about these little robots. A cartoon about three little robots that solve crimes. Uh, but also there was one called The Labyrinth for a kids show that was just like the most weird, scary, unsettling kids show ever, where he played this kind of evil sort that taunted some kids trying to escape this big cave-like labyrinth. Uh, like, uh,
Wait, that wasn't the game show, or was it just a normal kind of TV
no,
show?
no, it
Was
was a
it?
TV show. Basically, these kids were caught in this never-ending labyrinth, and it was like a regular narrative show. It wasn't like it wasn't like the it wasn't like a game show or anything like that. It wasn't like
Yeah, I was
Nightmare
thinking
or
of that
something.
one. Yeah, I was thinking of that one where they put the helmet on and it's just
Nightmare, yeah.
going around these green screen rooms. But
Yeah,
yeah,
we should. I really. That's one of those things I hope they bring back, and it's just as bad. But Into the Labyrinth was the name of the show, and he played several characters in it as well as the main guy Rothko, who was kind of like the person that put them in. But there was
Don't
some
forget,
played
he was
within him.
in Flight of the Doves.
Remind me what that one was.
Don't know Flight of the Doves like an Irish movie?
I do not know that one.
These kids go on the run and they kind of go around Dublin and then they're trying to find someone. It's just like one of these kind of like classic, kind of like horrible, diddly eye kind of movies.
Jesus, do not know that one.
He
Uh,
plays a bad guy in that. He seemed to excel at playing bad guys.
Yeah, he was even in Starsky and Hutch. I read here in the
Yeah,
IMDb. I was like, what the hell?
the Avengers. The guy had a long career.
But listen to this quote from IMDb. Equipped with a crooked, leering smirk and a devilish gleam in his eye. He certainly had very, very gleamy. He's very like expressive eyes. Uh, yet, bu- yet beautifully uh, the homely yet beautifully expressive mug of actor Ron Moody.
Yeah.
Now, the homely. When did they just make a poor lad so it was ugly? It's like that's oh. Uh, but it says goes on to say he was a talented comedian, but had a lot more to offer as far as dramatic roles. And it, nothing we could say. Bucket full of win for him as well, as far as work goes, in the very least. Maybe he didn't kill people in World War Two, but
Yeah.
maybe you. But that definitely someone that brought him a lot of excellence to the trade. Uh, and I'm sure even though he did the last thing he did was 2010. So he was moving up there, given that he was about 91. He was in his late 80s up when he finished working. Um, and to quickly mention for those wrestling addicts amongst us, we unfortunately we have a death in the wrestling world.
I can't quite hear that. What is that?
Well, unfortunately, we've lost the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
That's a first. Like we've lost people, and now we lost theme tunes.
Well, no, we've lost him. The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, who was a promoter and
Oh right, sorry. Yeah, yeah.
a promoter and wrestler that was well known for his charismatic ring and chat style, promotion style, and leaves two boys in the business. His real name is Virgil Runnels, and he leaves his son Dusty, who is known as Justin, who's known as Goldust in WWE, and his other son Cody, who is known as Stardust in WWE. Uh, Behind, so definitely one of the greats of the industry, contemporary of Ric Flair and a lot of other people. So for those who love our wrestling, we'll say goodbye to Dusty Rhodes. And we'll move on from unfortunate news to some more happy news. Apparently, the Uwe Ball
Uwe
hates
ball.
Harry Potter.
Uwe.
Uwe.
Uwe. Yeah.
People might know Uwe is known as the king of trash. Basically, he makes rubbish straight to video movies.
Based on
and gets
video
angry at
games
people.
too.
Often based on dirt cheap video game properties, he can just like buy off because no one else wanted to do them.
Though there was that famous case where he took five of his. He had a boxing match against five of his critics.
Did you watch any of that?
I watched it and I don't think Ruben
There
is a better boxer.
the critics were like laughing it up, and Uwe was going in. I'm gonna knock this guy out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really went for it. Like
He's like, this guy's going down, and the other guy's like,
Apparently
he's
he used to
only
do
doing
amateur
like,
boxing. So
Apollo Creed American like flag shorts and dancing around, and Uwe's going, yeah, you're gonna get knocked out.
yeah,
oh dear. But yeah,
I don't think it proves anything, to be honest. That you're,
No.
it really doesn't. But
boxer. Why don't you go into boxing? Alright. But his crowdfunding for Rampage 3 went down the hill, went nowhere near what he needed it, and he
swan dived into a truck of bricks. Really.
yeah. It's nice that he's. I love this quote. I'm just reading this myself because
It is great. It is great. Yeah.
he slash blockbusters like Harry Potter, which he calls a retarded wizard in a forest.
Oh God.
And Marvel movies, which is Avengers bullshit dirt. It's like you need dirt on top of bullshit.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
I
It's
don't know.
of all the meltdowns this year, this is the most like poetic, really.
But
There's a petition for him to kill himself. It was like, I think it got like 1 million signatures. Like people went like, yeah, please kill yourself.
Christ.
You know what? I think the world would be a far sadder place without Uwe Ball.
Like
we could do without Christopher Lee and keep Uwe Ball. We're all right.
yeah,
We need someone like Uwe Ball to make Christopher Lee seem that much more awesome. We need the counterpoint.
Exactly. Exactly.
But no, that's mental. God bless his poor what's the word?
Uwe.
He's unrealistic heart. There's a word for it, like there's a word.
Bless his little heart. Anyway.
Yeah.
I love the way that just the title of the YouTube video is just "F you all." Like.
And he wants to do the boxing match again, I think, and he wants to call it Raging Ball.
Oh. Did you just make that up?
No, that's true. That's absolutely true.
That's horrible.
He got he,
Uh,
he
Because,
I think he should just realize he was exceptionally lucky to be able to get to make movies in the first place, albeit how badly they were made.
yeah.
he
How many
pure just exploited tax laws in Germany. That's all he did. Like, that's the only reason
the
he
word
was allowed to
delusional.
function.
I think he is delusional. I don't think he does realize that. I think he's honestly delusional.
Hard to know. Hard to know with people like that, really.
Honestly, it would
But
he
you know,
rant like this if he wasn't delusional?
he's probably just bitter because they repealed the tax law. That's why he's on Kickstarter and Indiegogo, because he can't get his funding from the German government anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's at least that has cheered me up. If it wasn't for Uwe Ball, I wouldn't have something to cheer me up after Christopher Lee. Like, so that's something at least.
And Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah.
I understand you're not a big Dusty Rhodes fan.
Just Dusty Rhodes is slightly outside of my sphere, Stephen. No offense meant to the man. I'm sure he was cool and all.
No, fair enough. But speaking of Avengers bullshit dirt, there's new Ant-Man posters. They seem to be pushing the hype train now with some Ant-Man posters that are linking him to the Avengers, just to say, yeah, this guy is part of the world of the Avengers. So they have him like on top of Iron Man's suit, Tiny, or on top of Mjolnir. Like, he can't pick it up, but he can stand on it.
Yeah.
And with the shield, I think the other one is. Let me just
Yeah.
quickly. So there seems like they're pushing him a bit more, and it's always nice to. I think the Ant-Man posters and images have been quite clever so far. They're doing good things with the way they're.
It's good marketing.
Yeah.
I don't know if they stress like trying to cash in with the Avengers links. Like it is kind of like it's almost like a bit of a desperate.
Not a good sign.
Because like it doesn't seem to be they have confidence in it that it'll stand up on its own two legs.
Yeah. At least, well, I think I don't know if it is not like a well-known property. I think.
So was Guardians of the Galaxy. Technically, Thor wasn't that well outside the comics, like Thor. And...
Well, I think that first trailer really hit people hard for Guardians of the Galaxy, like
Yeah.
Whereas the trailers so far haven't created that much buzz,
So yeah, they're still trying to create buzz, but it is kind of like, yeah, hey, this is part of the Avengers. But even then, the Avengers hasn't beat like post Avengers release. That hasn't been very buzzworthy either.
Mm. Well, I think it was just put up a lot of against a lot of worthy contenders.
Sorry, guys, 1 second.
Domestic.
Sorry, guys, I'm back.
Was that your
That's all right.
It was, yeah. Technical difficulties kind of rubbing the family. It's like she's like, yeah, kind of need help with your father's phone, and I'm like, just in a bit. Sorry, where were we?
Well, yeah, no, it does seem a bit like it does seem a bit desperate, but it could be like it can't help like saying that this is Marvel, like what I mean.
I'm not saying the movie looks bad, but
No.
it seems to be the suits are starting to panic a bit.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, they haven't had to do this before, have they?
To really work hard. No, they kind of just like put up your generic poster, and then it seemed to actually do quite well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless they're pulling a bit of a surprise in that the Avengers are actually kind of involved in this for some reason.
Possibly.
Possibly.
That might explain a bit more why Edgar Wright didn't want to do the movie anymore.
Hmm. Be interesting to see. All right.
Because that
The
he
extra had
wanted to do
spoilers, right?
pretty much a standalone movie.
Hmm. Maybe a few hints. Like it
Yeah,
was going to
like
be
I
Yeah,
was
like
looking at
even
blank
if it's just
Marvel
a few.
Universe.
there is talk of some like flashbacks with Hank Pym possibly having Agent Carter in it. That'd be the closest link that I've heard of.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but
Be
like
interesting.
yeah, because like he was kind of like a more in the background kind of hero during his run. So the, there's quite a bit of stuff coming up about Civil War as well. There's been some leaks to say that. Sorry, wait a minute. I think there's some open. Let me just see. Go away, Power Plus Arctic ad going on in the background. Oh yeah, I'm gonna start that again.
Yeah. So
Oh,
cut.
Is that one of yous or me again?
no, not me. Go for
No.
it.
Oh, okay. So apparently there's some news from Civil War. There's some hints of what's going on. Any updates made to the heroes that are going to be in it. So far, some of the leaks have suggested that Black Panther will have his own mission, will be suicided with Iron Man, at least in the beginning. Black Panther will be able to scratch Captain America's shield thanks to having vibranium claws, and he'll have his own
Ooh,
jet, which is nice.
interesting. Which side was he? He was on the anti-registration side, wasn't he? Because Storm was anti-registration, wasn't she? In the comics.
Mm. I think so, but it's going to be a bit different for registration here because an awful lot of them, not very many of the Marvel heroes in this movies have secret identities.
So yeah, it's definitely a different. It's a different sort of world even than 10 years ago, isn't it?
Yeah, because like
It's
they're going to have to come up with some way. Is it just going to be like some kind of? There has to be some kind of large. There has to be some kind of government control. Is
Yeah,
what Iron Man's fighting
I
for.
wonder.
sort of oversight from the government.
Yeah.
I wonder would it be a case of the fact that Hydra's involvement in Shield will be made public or something like that.
I think
That'd
it's
be
already
another thing.
public from what I've seen. Uh,
Is it?
yeah,
I can't
sure.
remember. Does everyone know?
Pretty much everybody knows, yeah. And but
Yeah,
a lot
well,
of the public won't put Shield and Hydra any different. Like they can't really see the difference. But look, especially it's probably only been dealt with by the government from what I've seen. But I'd say it's on news reports that Shield was brought down by something. So
Fucking pop up ad bastard. And I could have lied and actually said, "No, I'm trying to give you a pumping soundtrack, Steve."
yeah. Oh, no, it's cool. It's cool. I was ready to bust the move, then he turned it off.
it actually scared the shit out of me.
Ah, horrible dancey at
Push me, man, out of this.
Take it.
It's one of those days.
Well, I'll move on.
Yeah, we'll move on. We'll move
Okay.
on. It's all
Just
speculation.
more stuff about Civil War.
Yeah, we'll just say it's all kind of
Hawkeye will-
speculation at this point.
Yeah, it's a while away yet.
Well, just the other rumors. Hawkeye will sport more purple and a full sleeve like his comic book counterpart.
Uh-huh.
Is that me or someone else?
That was
What?
me. I said, uh-huh.
No, I'm pretty sure it was me because luckily Chrome tells you where what tabs are playing what. Yeah, so Hawkeye will have more purple in the suit. Ant-Man will get a modern costume and also grow into the role of Giant Man. We'll also see Scott Lang riding on one of Hawkeye's arrows, which sounds dirty, but it's actually pretty cool sounding. War Machine will wear a more tank-like suit of armor, something a bit more bulky and industrial looking, I would imagine. Um, Falcon's suit will have grappling hooks and wrist lasers.
Ugh.
His bird sidekick Redwing will have an MCU counterpart in the form of a red bird-like drone. And Captain America will finally have chainmail in his costume. So they're the rumors. All sound very interesting, but they're mostly just like little fanboy nods and
Cosmetic changes and
yeah,
stuff like
cosmetic
that.
changes. Uh, so Black Panther will be the African Batman with his Panther jet, and
Costume's not too far from it in a way. That's
yeah,
going to
no,
be an
no,
interesting
it's not
costume.
that far off to be honest. Certainly more of the futuristic Batmans. All the
Yeah,
futuristic Batman seem to have full face masks. Have you ever noticed that?
yeah.
It's the one in DC 3000 was all face mask, wasn't he? At least the Batgirl in Cassandra Cain made sense because she didn't talk at some point.
Yeah.
She got her voice back later on. But we'll move on from that one. Let's close some tabs.
Go pronounce this one, Stephen. Go
What?
pronounce this one.
Okay.
All on you, man. You can do it.
Tweedle. I know how to pronounce
Tweedle?
it.
Did you say Tweedle?
Tweedle. Tweedle Ejiofor. That's the best I'm gonna do. Was him off Serenity as the bad guy. As Baron Mordo in Marvel's Doctor Strange. So
Great casting. He's a great actor.
he's a great actor, and I loved him in Serenity. He played a very nuanced bad guy.
Yeah, he wasn't like your scenery chewing bad guy.
Yeah, but he was good in it, and he also seemed like he might have been the newer version of Buck. Like Buck might have had his job back in the day.
Yeah.
Came
He was in Children of Men as well.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember him in that now. Yeah.
Well, I think that's a great idea, and as I said, with the whole Kate Blanchett. No, it wasn't Kate Blanchett. What's the other girl?
Tilda Swinton.
Tilda, as I said with Tilda Swinton. Nobody's too. I wouldn't say there's too many rabid Doctor Strange fans that care if they're going to switch up race or gender.
No.
Yeah. Not many.
So
Affords them a lot of freedom.
Mordo was
Story.
Sorry, James.
It affords them a lot of freedom making the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they can make interesting casting choices with good actors rather than them try to stick to the looks of the actual people. And speaking of against type, we have Chris Hemsworth of Thor fame is going to be the Ghostbusters receptionist in the all-female Paul Feig Ghostbusters coming up.
So
They may as well call it the Rule 63 Ghostbusters, like.
Yeah, I've said this before. I don't know why you can't just have women in the Ghostbusters rather than the whole Ghostbusters team for the women. Seems to be, just like for the sake of feminism. It seems to be making a bad point. For the sake of women that want to be empowered, we'll give them a whole film and that'll shush them up. Rather than just having an integrated team, which would make sense in this day and age.
yeah,
Better than nothing.
I think isn't there like two movies they're working on? There's going to be this one, and then there actually is going to be a male-led one.
Yeah, I think Aykroyd wants to get a male-led one, but up. But I think it would have been good if we had a mix, to be honest.
Yeah, it made more sense if you had a really good, like, well-rounded characters, and like it doesn't matter if they're male or female. Like just once the story is there and there's if there's proper logic behind it. This is just like because someone wants to do it this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It, it seems bad that a lot of lads that think that they're being it's misandry or if it's anti-male or something, having an all-male Ghostbusters are just, oh no, it's not our Ghostbusters. It was never going to be our Ghostbusters. uh, but that they seem to be fighting against it and slagging off the people that are making it. Just just let it happen. Like like
Yeah.
it's like it's not going to affect you. Just like the old cast don't even want to be involved in this one, so let it
Yeah,
be.
and they're all really old
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. One
Can't
of them's
beat that.
already dead as well.
Yeah, yeah. That's not great for an acting career.
That's
Like.
another bad death of this year, Harold Ramis. Jesus Christ, it was
That
within
was
this
that
year.
was 2 years ago, wasn't it?
No, I think it was either late last year or it was early this year.
I'd say more than that.
No, I don't think so. But we'll the internet will find out. Find out on the internet, read listeners. The internet.
Tell me, internet.
Yeah,
But keep going while I find this anyway.
yeah.
Yeah, it was last year. It was last year.
When last year?
February 24th, 2014.
Oh, well, okay. Well, a bit earlier than I expected, but nevertheless last year. So we're kind of in the middle of each other's estimate there, I'd say. Uh,
Yeah.
there's a new speak. We have a lot of. We had the Martian trailer. It was well received over the week. Now I didn't get a chance to see this, so if you could give us an explanation of it, Evan.
Oh,
I
James.
haven't seen
Yeah,
James, you
I'm
mean?
the only one that wants to talk about this movie.
Oh, sorry, James.
Listen, man, it's Ridley Scott and movies hasn't been the kind of like firecracker it used to be,
No.
really, unfortunately.
Now, fortunately, I've read the book this is based on, and it's a good rattle along kind of like read. And it's basically like due to certain circumstances, a guy's like left marooned on Mars,
Mm.
and like the habitat that you can like find shelter in, like only has about enough food for 30 days,
Mm.
and it's going to take about like 4 years for him to actually get rescued, and no one knows he's alive, and he's just like him being this like going super sciencey. It's kind of like MacGyver on crack cocaine. He can like starts doing ingenious stuff because he's kind of like he is a clever guy because that's how he got onto Mars in the first place.
Are you saying that MacGyver wasn't on crack?
Well, I just thought he was a very clever chap as a child.
Yeah.
I could never see the signs, but I wasn't looking for them when I was 10.
Sorry.
Gone to your happy place again.
It's in the attic where the Mickey V chambers under the stairs.
Yeah.
They're beside each other. Yeah.
So on the strength of the trailer, like it looks like the film studio are moving it up like a month.
Well, they probably were wondering if it had legs,
Yeah, it's kind of like around the same time slot as when Gravity was released, and that did quite well.
Yeah, probably kind of a similar idea, like kind of a one or two person lead, like.
Yeah, it has a big cast. In fact, like your favorite pronouncing guy, Chiwetel.
Yeah.
Chiwetel, yeah, Geofor or something like that.
Yeah, he's in it. Like Jessica Chastain's in it. Sean Bean's in it, and May even.
Oh wait, James, please pronounce that again. Sean Bean. That's a tongue twister. Sean Bean.
Sean Bean.
Does he die in it?
No, rumor. I don't think so. And then like
he probably kills himself at the end. Going, I always die. Sorry, I just railed you there, James. Go ahead.
So like there's a lot of good casts in there. It could be a good movie, and it'll be the first decent Ridley Scott film since I don't know. I've forgotten the last good Ridley Scott movie. That's how many he's made in
Kingdom of Heaven was probably the last good one.
And only the extended cut of Kingdom of Heaven, really.
Yeah. I don't know. Directors get tired sometimes. I don't know if Ridley Scott has another good one in him. He's gone too long with too many kind of misfires, really. That's what I feel.
Yeah. His instincts seem to be kind of off.
This is coming even from a guy who didn't even really hate Prometheus that much. I kind of like Prometheus. It's some really interesting kind of shots in it, but
You take that back.
yeah, but let me finish. I haven't gone back to see it because I'm thinking there's no real reason to revisit that film. It's a shame, really, because I had so much hope for it.
Yeah.
Well, we first I got for a film that we worried about them remaking or revisiting. We've got Terminator Genesis coming up, and apparently James Cameron is quite pro the movie, which is a surprise. He was pretty quiet during Terminator 3 and Salvation, but
He explicitly stated to McGee that I know this is your production and all, it's your film, but I have every right to hate it.
I think he quite liked the end of Terminator 3.
I have problems with Terminator 3.
But the end was quite good.
I didn't like 3. Yeah, I didn't like 3, but I actually kind of like Salvation. I'm really throwing myself under the bus today, aren't I?
Yeah.
You're allowed your opinion.
No matter how wrong they are, you're allowed your opinion. No, honestly, though, I thought like the robot designs in Salvation were pretty cool.
Yeah, if that's your only pull. If that's your only reason, they're not helping your case.
Hey, I have liked films with far less in them. Trust me on that. Like before.
Oh, okay.
We all kind of like take something from a film. And go, oh yeah, I like that element.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like those bike Terminators. Those ones.
Yeah, and it's a well done scene. Like I don't. Heaping the blame on McGee is kind of unfair. I think the script is kind of more silly than anything else. Like,
yeah.
In the action beats are really nicely done.
Yeah, and like the script was heavily rewritten, so it was bound to be a mess anyway.
Yeah.
Well, he's been Cameron's been noted as saying he sees it as the logical successor to the first two movies, and
I think
he likes the swerves it keeps on making, going on the journey.
Hopefully, there's more swerves than what we've seen in the marketing.
I get that because he says he pretty much says like it was a great idea turning John Connor into the villain, and he's been given a full screening, so it's not like he's going off like half done stuff.
Yeah.
So.
So
that makes me be more promised. Sorry?
Maybe he's so beyond it that he doesn't care.
No. If James Cameron doesn't like something, he makes sure you knows it, no matter how much money is involved. I'll tell you that much.
He's that kind of guy, all right.
Yeah, did they see those T-shirts going around? I produced a film with James Cameron and survived.
Yeah.
It's like it's like another one. You don't scare me. I work for James Cameron.
Flagging off to 3D that was done post production.
This one was.
Yeah.
And he still liked it.
No, he didn't like the fact that people were doing like filming first and then doing 3D.
Yeah, he hated that.
He hated that. Like
it looked awful. That's why.
Yeah. He was kind of right in most cases.
Yeah.
I think the only one that did that properly was maybe Pacific Rim, but that's because of the way
it's so heavily affected.
Yeah.
There's not many live action scenes to fake post process.
Yeah. And the one thing to go back to it, the one problem I had with Terminator 3, it was actually kind of fun, but Terminator 3 kind of ruined the ending of Terminator 2 for me because it pretty much said that they couldn't change the past. Like, it's like they couldn't change the future. So, which was one of the major points of Terminator 2.
Yeah,
I think the whole like nuclear war happening is kind of like, yeah, this is kind of like, part of the singularity. Skynet will always happen. It's just a matter of when.
Mm. No, what I always got the feeling from Terminator 3 was I saw it on television my first time seeing it. I thought, this is exactly where this film belongs, really. It's not really cinema quality filmmanship.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
was the inflatable boobs? Was that the part that you loved?
Oh God.
Half the budget, in fact.
Okay. Well, that's where all the budget went, to the inflatable boobs.
Yeah.
Uh, but we'll move on to all our spy news. There's an awful lot of spy stuff coming out to us at the moment. First of all, we've got the TV spot for Spectre. James Bond is back. We've got it's pretty much the promo one, but with another minute full of action. Onto it, from what I've seen, and nice action at that. A lot of stuff with the cars, lots of fighting. Very nice.
Mm.
Have you had a chance to look
Looking
at that?
forward to it.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to try and avoid it for a small while.
Right.
Because I went into Skyfall seeing only one trailer, and I love Skyfall, so I said I'd do the same here as well.
Fair enough. I enjoyed Skyfall. I had some big logical holes, but I've never expected James Bond to be like,
James Bond with logical holes? No, never.
That's the hole he shoots through at the start.
It's like,
not actually a gun barrel.
what do you think James Bond's about?
What Spectre's about?
Or what James Bond's about if you're not expecting kind of like borderline nonsensical plotting?
Well, I think the reboot, since the reboot up until Skyfall, they were trying to do something a bit more realistic. Just gritty, maybe. Just gritty.
Kind of.
Where Skyfall kind of said, we're going halfway in between, like, we'll bring this back to some, like, fundamentalism, I do really hate computer hacking scenes in movies, though.
Yeah.
They keep on like showing it with lights and stuff, and like hacking is just something you can really do that really to make it look exciting, which it is. and
it wouldn't be quite the same if they had just basically a technician come in with a preloaded software on a flash drive and just stick it in and walk out again.
Well, it's not even going to be that. It's writing years full of code, like it's like. Or having code that you can already load in to counteract someone else's code. And it has nothing to do with firewalls. That's not what a firewall is. Every time there's a hacking scene in a movie, they always use the word firewall like it's some kind of protective barrier. Yeah, that's not what a firewall is. It's just one of those words that sounds great, but like you just go. No. Stop saying
you're thinking like of a Christopher Lee like music video. That's what you think when you think firewall.
Yeah. But like they're thinking it's like a literal security wall of like code or something.
Yeah.
Where it's not that's not how it works. But it's actually just a program that stops programs that it doesn't know from working within the whole structure. It's not even really. It really doesn't even work like a wall. It's like, so stop using it, screenwriters. Anyway, apparently there's going to be a Kingsman sequel. Matthew Vaughn says he confirms the sequel and he may even direct it himself, which is something odd because there's been lots of sequels of his work, but he generally doesn't direct them himself.
I had a lot of fun with the original.
Yeah.
And I think me being interested in the sequel would be contingent on him doing it.
Yeah. You'd miss Colin. What's his face?
Firth.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd miss him in it though.
He was great in it.
Yeah. I don't know.
You've never seen him do action before.
Yeah. And that scene in the church was mental.
Yeah.
I know it was probably done mostly with computers and stuntmen. It was so well done.
Yeah.
I was like, Like that's how you'd imagine like a train killer under mind control and just destroying gang of people. But in a completely hyper real, like
Yeah.
hyper unreal way, like in a real movie computer game kind of way. You know.
I don't know. Does
But
it beat like Kung Fury fighting the Nazis?
Kinda.
no, it's silly, almost silly in that level, but not as silly. It kind of works
Yeah.
with the movie. It's not you're within the world of the movie. You can believe he can do this, whereas Kung Fury is just hilariously like at one point I think he just like does a leg split in Kung Fury and people just fall
Yeah.
away.
Yeah. But yeah, we better keep the train moving a bit.
And there's a Man of Uncle trailer come out. Man from Uncle, sorry, Man of Uncle. Yes, that's your nephew. That's your cousin,
Oh
Man of
dear.
Uncle. Anyway, that's your cousin. Uh, uh, but yeah, Army Hammer and Superman. Uh,
Henry
Henry
Cavill.
Cavill. Yeah, Army Hammer, who was almost going to play Batman in that George Miller Justice
Yeah.
League that was meant to come out, is with Superman in the new Man from Uncle trailer, and they're definitely sending a kind of initially adversarial role with him and Napoleon Solo, Yuri Kuryakin. Slightly mispronounced that, but we've had a lot of that today. Sean Bean?
John Bean.
Bean? But yeah, they're definitely doing the whole they hate each other first and grow him like each other. Where Napoleon Solo is kind of a cowboy suave, like walk into things like unprepared and live on his wits kind of guy, and where Hammer is kind of like the Terminator esque, like well planned a Russian guy, like, and they bristle against each other first, but a bromance forms in the mission where they're put on to get each other.
Oh,
Looks like what's his name? Uh, Four Weddings and Funeral. I'm having such a
Hugh
bad
Grant.
time. Yeah, I'm having such a bad time with names today. Hugh Grant's having some fun as their boss as well.
Yeah.
Uh, but
yeah.
no, looks good. But will we be spied out? Between Kingsman this year and we're gonna have Bond and Spy as a comedy version of it. Uh, are we going to be spied out? There's going to be an awful lot of competition for our spy attention.
I think they all have different kind of flavors though. They're not like the
Mm.
same kind of thing.
Yeah,
Mm.
They're all different eras, different tones. We
yeah,
might not get too spied out.
yeah. This looks like 70s, early, late
Cold
60s.
War, it's like 60s.
Yeah, definitely 60s fashion.
Yeah.
From what I've seen. Uh, and I like the way how crazy they make Yuri Kuryakin. Again, I'm slightly butchering that name. I'm getting it close because I remember the old show, but but um they make how crazy tough they make him look at the start where he's going against Solo. Like he just rips a car boot off at one point. But moving on to TV news, and the big news of this week was official, no rumor. We've had enough rumors of Punisher, the Punisher kind of late that we John Bernthal of Walking Dead fame, of Shane fame, of Walking Dead is definitely going to be the Punisher in next year's season 2 of Daredevil.
Call this.
Call
Call
it?
this is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I want
When did you
proof.
call it?
Yeah.
Where's the
On
proof?
this very podcast, I said Punisher should be in Daredevil and will
not
be.
the actual casting. That I thought that was a good idea. Remember?
Oh yeah, sorry, not the casting. No, I have no idea who John Bernthal is anyway.
You haven't seen The Walking Dead?
No.
Okay, well, okay. He's a prominent character in the first two seasons.
Have you seen Fury?
No, no, not yet. I should go see it soon.
Fury's
I
pretty
can't
good.
think of anything else offhand. There was that Mobster Squad thing going on.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
but
think
I saw
it
I
was
saw
you know,
pictures. I saw pictures of him. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just from what you guys told me about Daredevil, I'm thinking there's no way they're not going to have Punisher in this at some point. Like,
Yeah.
it's a good idea because it's a nice juxtaposition to Daredevil's beliefs compared to they are essentially both heroes, but like the way that Frank Castle goes around it is complete antithesis to
Oh
Matt
yeah.
Murdock's way of going around things. So
yeah,
and they've often had full on fights in the comics,
Yeah.
and it's not like a fight and then we're mates forever. It's like full on fights and they decide to go to each corner and decide not to fight anymore for a little while, until they cross each other's path again.
Very good casting though.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. He's
Uh,
gonna bring that kind of like, super angry and vengeful kind of like madman,
Yeah, I think anybody
not
who's seen
having any
Walking Dead
sort of.
definitely would think it's a decent, and he's a decent actor as well.
Yeah, he's solid. He was
Yeah,
in the Pacific as well. That the kind of follow up to Band of Brothers.
yeah.
yeah.
Um, and just to cover another one that came up about Daredevil, there was a rumor going around that possibly Jason Statham was being hired as Bullseye. Now that fell through, and Jason Statham has been quite controversially putting down superhero movies afterwards.
Yeah.
But that I think that would have been interesting as a stunt casting kind of thing. But it might have been taking focus off the story, having Jason Statham in as Bullseye.
Yeah, we did too much attention and not actually on the show itself.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I think
Pe-
with John Bernthal, he's just not, only some people know him from really character work, and then some people don't know him at all. So,
Yeah.
uh,
Case.
Yeah.
I think he's great to be playing a knowable character in Daredevil. Uh, the same way that the most person we knew in Daredevil was Vincent D'Onofrio, and he's well known as a character actor. Like
Yeah.
you won't be thinking he's going to be Gomer Pyle in in Daredevil. You know, it's a knowable role, but he does loads of other roles, so that's just
Yeah.
it's like saying Daniel Day Lewis is one character. Uh,
Yeah.
but to move on, there's been a bit of flash casting news. They're looking for someone in particular, a particular type. Uh, any guesses to who this is going to be? I'll just read out the description. It's going to be they need a square-jawed hero in his 30s to early 40s, a slightly cynical man with an edge. Uh, the character's down as John Clark, who is a writer for DC Comics, which probably means it's going to be a placeholder.
Yeah.
Thank you for the ad pop up there. But,
Oh,
so if you need
Damn you, interwebs!
Shawl inserts for your Flash, it's a Flash article with free inserts.
boy, do I.
But I think you might just leave that in. It just seems fairly fairly fitting. Uh,
Like
but
Stephen, usually I'm the kind of guy who says don't use ad block. I would actually recommend you should probably use ad block.
I do, but I can't bring up. It actually blocks Hangouts when I do it, so I have to turn them
Oh,
off before I do this.
so they
Uh,
come back with a vengeance then.
yeah. Um. So I think it's possible that could be Jay Garrick,
That
but
seems to
I would
be
think
where
they
the
probably.
money's going. It sounds about right.
But wouldn't they not want to go somewhere a little older to give him more of a fatherly edge?
Possibly.
Someone about Wesley Shipp's age? The guy that plays his dad, and also
Yeah.
was the original Flash in the TV series.
Who knows?
Yeah,
The show's being quite fun because you just don't know what the hell they're going to try and pull off.
yeah. It could be the other Mac. It could be Max Mercury or Jesse Quick, the original older Jesse Quick, not the girl Jesse Quick.
Yeah.
Um, it could be lots of things. They could be. It could be heroic type. They want to cast. They want to cast Mirror Master as more of a heroic type at first. Because
Yeah.
all of the rogues are kind of in and out of being like, actually good guys when they see more of a bigger threat come along. Uh, that could be possibilities. That's all I can think of myself, but it could be anybody. Um, and we'll just move on after that. We've just got the game, so I'll hand it over to someone else that knows their X's from their O's. And
Yeah, try. We might just touch on. Yeah, we'll fly through these. Yeah, it's better just to just cut. We'll just skip that anime stuff because it's just politics news. Don't really need to go into it too much. So yeah, games, Steam refunds. James, you heard about this?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah,
They've done it. They've done it.
not too soon. Finally, like if you guys ever looked up like Jim Sterling on YouTube, you would see the amount of stuff, the amount of like drivel that gets put into Steam that is just constant. Like people just go to Unity, buy up pre-made like games because these are for like placeholders that like proper game studios use, and they just try and shill them off like for $2 each, $2 to $10 each for pre-made assets. So it's about time that Steam actually did something about preventing that kind of crap from getting through. Really.
I know it sounds like a good idea, Robert.
Yeah, it makes sense. And like, you have these like that free game engine Unity, and like you have these like ton of same looking games that don't actually work.
Yeah.
They're like,
Like Steam was another disgrace for them. Like there was just way too many like dirt games that didn't deserve being on there. Like and only got through because like some lads would get their friends to vote it through on green light, and they'd be on the Steam page eventually. That kind of way.
yeah,
So yeah,
almost like a bit of a scam. They're kind of scamming the kind of like the loopholes within Steam.
absolutely, yeah. It's just yeah. It made me so mad that it took this long for them to implement it. But like Valve are really slow to change, aren't they?
It was
They really kind of.
it was bizarre because they probably had the metrics going. Like a lot of these games are not being played because like, and then they're getting a lot of complaints, and it's not like they didn't know. But
Yeah,
they seem to want to make a decision on it.
I don't know. It's. I'd say like that mod like disaster kind of got them, shook them up a bit, made them realize maybe we have to clean things up before we even like begin to make changes around here. Like
Now the kind of the restrictions are that you can't have played the game for more than 2 hours, and you have to kind of like say, "I want my money back within 2 weeks," which is fair.
yeah,
Like you'll soon find out if the game is a bag of like poop, and then go,
yeah.
it's unplayable.
And if you're the sort of person who'd like go through as let's say there are games out there that are less than 2 hours and they're good and all. The explanation is if you're the kind of person who'd buy a game that's an hour long, play it, and then just get the refund, then you probably just might as well pirate it because you're just that kind of that kind of nasty person, really.
An asshole.
An asshole. But yeah, sure, it has my seal of approval anyway. I don't even like. Hopefully, when I get my new rig, I'll be able to use Steam a lot more, and I'm looking forward to a nice, cleaner Steam when I get there.
Good.
Very good. So moving on, then we got the E3 hype train. I've not got on the train, I'm ashamed to say, but I have like seen it pass a few stations. Choo choo. So Fallout 4. I am not a fan of Fallout. However, what are your thoughts on it, man?
It's like I only played the third one. I was actually talking to some work colleagues, and they're big Fallout fans, and they're excited. But at the minute, like they're all kind of witchered out. So they're gonna like another game that I could possibly spend 100 hours playing. So I don't know. I think they're gonna have to really blow the doors off. Like the trailer looks gorgeous, but it does look very kind of reminiscent of Fallout 3.
Yeah, did they give us a release date yet?
No.
No. So yeah, they should probably let it simmer for a bit more because people are kind of. There's been a lot of very long RPGs out in the last few years, so people could probably wait a tiny bit more for this one, I reckon.
And remember how glitch-ridden the Fallout 3 was on consoles.
And like I played the console version, so it looked awful. But what I heard about the PC version, like, just didn't encourage me to go for that either. Really, like I don't know, but maybe it's not Bethesda, maybe it's ZeniMax. I don't know who's more to blame.
Yeah.
But they treat their QA teams like garbage. For them to leave those games through every time, like glitch-ridden games. Like, I was watching. Did I tell you? I think I told you this. No, I was telling my friend this. I was watching a playthrough of Evil Within, and it's a Bethesda game. It's a linear, like, action horror kind of thing. So there shouldn't be any issues with big game worlds or oversight or anything like that.
Yeah.
And it was still a glitchy mess. Like, it's just lack of polish in general.
It makes you wonder if they have a QA team at all.
They're seriously underfunded if they do anyway, or they just under like unrealistic time constraints. So maybe they say that they'll have a different engine. They always say they have a different engine, so let's see if they live up to the hype with that.
That's a good thing. We've
Yeah.
ground up a new engine. We don't know if it works or not, but here you go.
Yeah. Oh god.
Powered engine.
Bad form. Like Bethesda, ZeniMax. Next up, I think this is more news for me in the Dark Souls 3 has been leaked. I'm not looking forward to it because I thought the series was kind of done. Like, I thought they could kind of move on and do newer stuff like Bloodborne, etc., which is doing the same thing but different. But like the Dark Souls story isn't quite going anywhere really. It's hard to know where they'll go with this. I'm worried about this one.
Are you thinking they're starting to get into the coasting stage?
I feel they might do that. Like, I liked Dark Souls 2, but a lot of people did not like it for the reason that it felt like just a continuation and not a true successor or anything like that. And that it was kind of unnecessary and stuff, but we'll see. Like we said, like it's not even been officially announced yet, so it remains to be seen.
Yeah, we have to kind of wait and see, but yeah, I think when you kind of get a game that's amazingly popular, of course people are going to go, let's make a sequel, it's going to be easy, and then they're going to kill what can like make the original game special by just like saturating the kind of market with.
Yeah, I hope they don't Assassin's Creed it. Basically, I hope they don't
Evil it.
What? Sorry.
Resident Evil it. Like, you know, Resident Evil's kind of like a classic case of fairly good series, and then they're going to slowly release such awful games and just cashing in on the name of it.
Yeah, although they've been kind of clawing it back slowly over the years. Like the Revelation series is actually, I played the first one the other day. It's actually pretty alright.
Yeah.
Not a bad game. Like, and I saw Revelation 2 seems pretty good as well. Obviously, like dumb as a bag of spanners and all that, but still good games.
All right.
But yeah,
spanners though. We use a bad name to spanners.
But as for Dark Souls, it's a quality series. I hope that another entry won't bring the quality down, basically.
Let's hope.
We'll just have to hope. Wait and see.
I will. I'll hope. I'll buy it, of course, but I can hope in the meantime.
You're going to find if you buy this game with a certain degree of self-loathing going, I kind of know this is going to be junk, but I just have to play it.
I know I'm going to be so disappointed. But you know what? Dark Souls 2 was criticized for its design and story, but it was definitely a lot more refined than Dark Souls 1.
Right.
So I feel if they just kind of keep on trying to make it tighter, maybe improve the design over 2, that kind of way, I think... I obviously it could be great. It could be great, but we'll see.
And what else?
I'm just saying, is that everything?
Yeah.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head that happened during the week.
Well, there's Mirror's Edge, which seems to be more of a reboot than a kind of sequel to the original Mirror's Edge.
Oh yes, Catalyst. That's what it's called.
That
I don't know why. Yeah, did you say? What did you say? Did they say it was a sequel or a reboot?
it's more of a reboot. It's not a sequel.
It would have to be. The last one was back in 2007. Like no one has played it properly since, I'd say.
Yeah, which is why it might be one of those kind of like very much reworked kind of like HD versions.
Yeah.
Like they've kind of like gone and looked at the first, and the first is like a great experiment. Like it's a full-fledged game, but in terms of controls, it's still very tricky.
Yeah.
Like when it works, it's amazing, but like a lot of the times you can have fall to your death a lot, and you try and like do like it's kind of like almost like a button mashing, hoping for the best kind of like experience.
Yeah. And they need to reboot it because like anyone who
what the hell it is.
what?
No one kind of knows what the hell it is. It's kind of like this.
Any young people that you're talking about 8 years ago, any new gamers don't know what Mirror's Edge is.
Because it didn't sell by the truckload in the beginning anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember buying that fairly cheap about like a month after release.
Whoa, ouch, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I think that and even Dead Space, there was the EA's great experiment. And they were like both good games, but they didn't sell exactly huge amounts.
Well, Dead Space justified 2 sequels at least. Well, like one good sequel and one kind of sequel that brought the series down the drain. Like,
yeah,
it's amazing to watch a series just go from high to low in just 3 titles.
like the first Dead Space was such a good survival horror game. Like you kind of had like good, decent controls, but not overly kind of like shootery. And
and
was second to none. That game freaked me out.
2, Dead Space 2.
The first one.
Oh, the first one, yeah. Like 2 was more, it was lighter feeling, it was more shootery, but it was still like, it was like closer to Resident Evil 4 than the first one, let's say. In that it was just a jump up in just stakes and like effects and stuff like that, but they still had those cool horror moments. Have you played 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the eye poke. That sequence is still a great sequence in any horror game. Like,
and those weird baby creatures freaked me out a bit in the second one.
That's just babies in general, though, James.
Yeah, I was never the same after seeing Trainspotting.
Oh, baby.
But yeah, I haven't played 3, and apparently it's bleh.
Yeah.
Which is worse. It's worse than if it was bad. It's just mediocre. It's nothing special.
I am literally looking at my shrink-wrapped copy of Dead Space 3.
Oh, that's sad. That's pretty sad.
You haven't even opened it. That's how kind of interested in playing it you are.
Christ.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's a bit sad, but it will It's made it onto the list of I better play that someday.
That sounds like a very involved list.
It's a big list, yeah. It's a big pile of games. They go, okay.
Yeah.
Next week is the big E3. Who do you think's gonna like not win it, but like maybe come out saying that what kind of looking exciting?
Platinum are thinking of they're teasing a Vanquish reveal, so they might have a sequel to that. Good game. Might be interesting seeing it of those.
Yeah.
I can't think of any other ones off the top of my head. Square Enix have recently revealed they're doing a squad-based shooter, aren't they?
I didn't know that. We'll see.
Yeah.
I think they'll do a great pre-rendered video Square Enix style, and then God knows what the actual game will look like.
Yeah, God. That's Square Enix's way. Make a really cool intro, then just have a crazy game for the rest of it. Like, good or bad, it's going to be, like, mental for whatever reason. But, let's see. Do you expect anything from Rockstar this year?
Not a thing.
They've been busy with GTA like online stuff, but are they working on anything, I wonder?
And they don't really seem to partake in E3. They never seem to bother.
Yeah, or 2K in general, I meant, rather than on its own.
I have no idea. Maybe no. Microsoft seem to be kind of swinging for the fences. We'll see. Sony, I think they're being very quiet, which means that being the tricksy, clever guys they are, they might have something to really like blow our socks off.
They'd want to, with the amount of games they have on the system, like they need a few
being put back.
Oh, Last Guardian! Imagine if they actually
Yeah. Well, they have the Uncharted Drake, the Nathan Drake kind of like collection is coming out for the PS4.
Yeah, great, wonderful.
Oh my God, not a fan.
Loved the first two, and when it came to the third one, I realized this is the same game as I played before.
Yeah.
And Nathan Drake is actually grating on me now. And worst of all, it's never the game by itself, because normally if it was just the game, I'd say, I'm not quite a fan, but it's the fans of the game. And I have a friend of mine who's a fan of Naughty Dog stuff, and he's overbearing about it. Like, it's just, that's just a personal thing. I'm sure it'll be a quality game and all. They're just not for me anymore.
Yeah.
It's just I'm kind of done with third-person shooters.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm hoping that there'll be some really good announcements. What I did like to see this week is that Nathan Fillion's confirmed for being in Halo 5.
Yeah.
He's been in. He's kind of been in them before as a character. And
yeah.
He's been brought back, so and the likeness is quite uncanny because it's all a shinier new game engine that ZeniMax haven't actually been behind.
You made a point of using shiny there, didn't you?
Oh yes.
I think we better wrap that up because we're just going to be a very long podcast as it seems to be pulling. But not that we don't love chatting to each other. Yeah.
Yeah, no worries.
Just to finish up.
Yeah, you can probably like questions there anyway.
Yeah. Just to finish up, we'll do the usual quick what we're looking forward to. With me, it's going to be a lot of more Transformers and Turtle stuff. Jurassic World, of course. How about you lads?
It'll be Jurassic World, yeah, tomorrow hopefully.
Yeah. Jurassic World tomorrow, and in the shiny new Savoy 1 screen.
Woo! Look at you being shiny.
Screen. I happened to drop by. I went to actually see Spy last week, and the screen 1 was being closed.
Yeah.
I just happened to ask what's going on, and they says, "Oh, we're putting in a new super massive screen and a new sound system." And
as if it wasn't one of the bigger ones as it is.
Yeah, so this is going to be. I'm kind of geeking out going. Because I love that screen anyway, and now that it's getting a nice little like update, you're gonna go. This is the screen to go and see a movie in.
Well, mostly the big one for me is the top one in City World, but I have the City World card, so yeah.
It's so damn expensive, dude. It's like €20. I'm like, I'm gonna weep like paying that much money.
Yeah, but
I'll
I've
be
got the card, so I'm paying that each month anyway.
Yeah, you can pay what, $5 extra to get into the 17?
Yeah, it's still a lot cheaper in the long run if you go to see
and
at
I'll be
least 2 or 3 movies a month.
Yeah,
watching it in the glittering IGC Clonmel. I'm sure it'll
totally jelly, man. Totally jelly.
be great. Maybe the seat.
That's some VIP shit there.
What? Sorry.
That's some VIP stuff right there.
I
Yeah,
like that.
maybe the seats won't even be sticky this time.
Is that the one where Kanye West went to see a movie in? Is that one?
No, it was just in the
Uh,
West.
I'm sure you're thinking of another place entirely, James.
All right.
Oh well. I know. I slag it off, but Clonmel IGC is actually a pretty good cinema. Like it's, and I was joking about the sticky. They keep it clean at least, anyway.
It's like you make it sticky and then check later on. Did you clean that up, lads?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next Fox movies, you're making everywhere sticky.
Oh, God. Is my ass groove still in that chair out front? I hope it is. I hope someone falls into it.
Good
All right,
behavior.
sorry. Again.
Okay, well, we'll finish up there. Thanks for everybody for listening. And once again, it's me, Stephen, for the Comic Buzz podcast. We've had Evan.
Good luck. Excuse me. Goodbye, guys.
And we've had James.
Goodbye.
And well, have fun in Jurassic World, everybody. Until next week. Bye. And stop and broadcast.